so cute. It says, "This is for Chicken." Dingo, did you just take your medicine? Mimi. Brother and Lark did not enjoy this book, so that's why we're getting rid of it. These best kind of cookies. This like bread loaf cake thingy. Oh my god, so attractive. I'm sitting here eating pizza. It's so mid. Good morning to the best besties. At the time of this recording, it is April 30th. I don't know if you can see that. But today is my birthday! Do not ask me how old I'm turning. Actually, don't ask any woman how old they're turning on their birthday. I unfortunately don't have any plans with family or friends for my birthday. I'm just keeping it low-key this year, just doing what I want to do. And I actually do have a lot of things to do today, both work-wise, school-wise, and personal stuff-wise that I want to get done. So I just figured, let's do a spend the day with me on my birthday. I just really wanted to spend today with you guys. First things first, I need to sit down and write a to-do list because in my head, I have a lot of things that I want to do, but I need to write it down in order for me to like conceptualize everything that I need to do. So let's take a moment and let's do that.
1 minute later.
Okay, I have sat and made my to-do list on this notepad. Also, look at this notepad. Isn't it so cute? It says notes and clever ideas. Love that. Now, I've got quite the to-do list. It is quite long. Ignore what's on the top. That's stuff that I've already done. But everything else in the bottom are things that I actually need to do today. So the first thing I need to do is give my dog her meds. She needs that. She really does. Then I need to call my doctor. I need to make my yearly physical appointment. Then I need to pick up my meds. And then the one thing that I need to do for work is work on this PowerPoint for this meeting. And that's the only thing that I'm going to do for work today. And then moving on to what I need to do for school. So I need to read 2 research articles for my topic that I'm writing for my class. Then I want to create like a notes page, like a Word notes page, because I'm having a really hard time organizing all of like the quotes or the information that I'm pulling out of these research articles. So I just want to make a notes page to kind of outline my research paper. Then I want to finish reading The Way of Kings. I have not talked about this at all on my channel, but I'm currently reading The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I think the audiobook for this is like 45 hours long, and yes, I am listening to it on 2 times speed. And I've been reading this book for almost 2 weeks now. Not that it's bad, it's just hella long, and I have 3 hours left in the audio, so this is something that I do need and want to finish today. A spoiler on my thoughts of the book, I think it's just mid. It's probably going to be at 3 stars. Don't know why Brandon Sanderson decided to write a 1,000-page book to say very little. Anyway, back to things I need to do. I need to ship a book. I did sell my copy of Leather and Lark on Pango. When I did my last video where I unhauled a bunch of stuff, I don't know why I didn't unhaul Leather and Lark because I don't care for that book, but I finally did. And I also unhauled Beach Read by Emily Henry, not because I didn't like Emily Henry, that book. I just have a special edition copy of it on my shelf, so I don't need the paperback version of it. So we need to go to the post office and ship off Leather and Lark. Then I need to do my peer review of the paper. So like in my class, we're all writing like our research paper as like the big final, but the way that the instructor is doing it, and I really like this, is that he's making us turn in chunks of each paper, like the introduction, the significant section, the literature review. He's making us turn in like little chunks at a time, so it's not all due at like the end, because I feel like that would lead to me procrastinating a lot. So I'm really thankful that we have like due dates slowly trickling, giving us like due dates for the paper. But the other thing that we're doing is that after each section is done, we're handing that in to another student in the class where that person reads it and gives us feedback, and it's considered like a peer review. So I just got assigned my person this morning, so I need to look over his or her paper and give them my feedback. And then I have an appointment at 1 p.m. to meet with my academic advisor, because this class I'm taking in grad school, this is my first one, and we're already halfway through the class, and they already sent an email to like sign up for summer classes. I'm only going to take 1 class in the summer, but the class that they recommend that you take after the one I'm taking right now is now offered in the summer, and I see 2 options of a different class that I have to take for my degree is offered in the summer, but I'm unsure what she would want me to take. Like I don't care which one I take. It's either risk and decision management or quality assurance project management, and I don't really have a preference over either. I just want to make sure that like what she says I do, and then to plan out the courses for the rest of the year. So that meeting is at 1. And then after I talk to her, I'm going to sign up for the class, and then I need to read chapter 8 in one of the textbooks that I'm reading on, and then I need to watch the required media for the class this week, and then I want to finish, or at least start reading chapter 7 and 8 in a different textbook. And then the last thing on this list is optional, which is go and get my blood work done at the hospital, which I should have had this blood work done like 2 months ago. I just procrastinated it. I'm probably not going to get that done today if I'm being honest. So let's just go ahead and get started for the day. The first thing I'm going to do is get some work stuff done, and then I'm going to head out and get like the errand stuff done.
I don't know about you guys, but my dog hates taking medication, and she hates those little like pill pockets. She can always tell that there is medicine in those pill pockets. Even when I try to give her those pill pockets just alone, she's like, she hates it. So what I do is that I buy one rotisserie chicken a week, and then I shred it, and then I give her her meds using that chicken. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to warm up a little bit of chicken, then trick her to taking her meds. This is her chicken. So here is her chicken. I got distracted. I left it in there for too long. I'm gonna need to like blow on it so it's not too hot for her.
Also, I really hope that you can't hear any of that construction noise that's been going on. There have been people fixing the street. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they've been ripping up the streets, shredding people's driveways for about 2 weeks now. It's been very annoying. So I hope you can't hear all the beeping and all that construction noise in the background. But here we are. We're gonna give my dog her meds. I actually organize her meds in this like scenario right here because she takes 2.5 pills in the morning and then 4 pills at night. So what I do is that I have like 2 of these. The second one is over there on the right there on the bookshelf. When I go through 2 of these, then I know it's time I need to order her more meds. And this is just for me to organize everything because I realized it was getting really annoying to have to open up all 4 of those pill bottles multiple times a day. So this just helps keep it organized. I know it's a little bit extra, but I am extra. So what I do is that I like take the chicken and I like wrap a pill around that chicken so that it tricks her into thinking that she's not taking medication. Here you go. Here's one. Here's another one. Okay, last one. Got some leftover chicken, so I'm just gonna give it to her. There you go. Did you just take your medicine? Mimi, did you just take all your medicine? So I just took a meeting for work. The girl and I didn't have a lot to talk about, so we just chatted about life and how we're doing in our jobs and stuff like that. And so that call lasted about 10 minutes. And then I went and checked what I had to do for work for this PowerPoint. And I guess I got a lot further along yesterday than I thought I did because I only had to do one thing in there. And now I'm done and I don't have any work that I need to do today. So back to the list. So I checked off, give May her meds, do the PowerPoint. Now what I'm going to do is that I am going to call my doctor and make an appointment, and then I'm going to package up the book that I have to sell today. Let's go ahead and call my doctor's office. Hi, I'm calling because I would like to make an appointment with Dr. Spoke about this the last time I had an appointment with him. Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I did just get off the phone with my doctor. I kind of cut the filming of that short because you guys didn't need to hear all my personal information with my doctor. So now we're going to package the book that I need to sell, which is Leather and Lark. Did not enjoy this book, so that's why we're getting rid of it. Now I'm gonna sit down too. Maybe you'll be able to see this better. But I got my bubble mailer here, poly mailer, obviously the book, got my scissors, and then I also have so many stickers now from buying a lot of books off Panko that I've been starting to like put these stickers in the packages that I mail out. So let's go ahead and start wrapping up this book. Toss that over there. I also need tape. I forgot to put the stickers in the package. Ugh. I'm so sorry to this person, but unfortunately you're not going to be getting these stickers. What a fail. I also will not be printing off the shipping label here. I'm just going to be lazy and go to the post office and have them print it off for me. So now this is good to go. Once again, really sorry to this person that you're not going to be getting these lovely stickers. It's already packaged it. We are here at the post office. I'm holding the camera in my hands because I cannot find the little tripod that I put on the dash in my car. I searched high and low for it, cannot find it. I don't know where it is. I swear to God, I thought I saw it earlier this week, but that's beside the point. Here at the post office, we're going to ship this book, and then we're going to go to the grocery store to get some water. I don't think I said that I needed to get some water for the house, but I do. And then we're going to get my meds, and then we're going to come back home. Hopefully I can get that all done in less than an hour because my appointment with my academic advisor is at 1 o'clock. It is 12:06 right now, so we need to get a move on it. Okay, I got the goods. One of these is my migraine medication that I take when I get a migraine, so it stops it, and the other one is my monthly migraine medication. Oh my God, I'm racing. Okay, now we need to go get some water. And actually, I'm about to admit defeat because it is almost 12:30 right now. My meeting with my advisors at 1. We're admitting defeat. I do not have time to cook lunch for myself because by the time I'm done with my meeting with my advisor, it's going to be 2 o'clock and I'm going to be starving at that point. So I'm just going to DoorDash. I'm admitting defeat. That is just not going to happen today. I am allowed to DoorDash once a week for myself, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna place a quick order and then drive over to the grocery store. I'm exhausted!
One eternity later.
Oh my God, I'm so tired. I got the 2 gallons of water. They're back there. I don't know if you can see them back there, but they're 2 5-gallon things of water. And then while I was in the grocery store, I saw these cookies and this cake or a bread loaf oh my God. Oh my God, losing my mind. But these best kind of cookies, and then I also got this, like, I don't know if you can see that. Oh my God, this like bread loaf cake thingy. Figured it's my birthday, I can buy whatever I want, and I'm gonna treat myself. Now we're gonna go home because it's time for my meeting. I hopped online to take my meeting with my advisor. Turns out that meeting's at 2 o'clock, not at 1 o'clock, and so now I have an entire hour. I should just check with the appointment time. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and probably just read a little bit more of my book until my meeting time, and I'm gonna eat this little cookie here. My bad. I guess I should have looked at the meeting invite before I went ahead and did all that.
Later.
Just met with my academic advisor, and I guess we can cross a couple things out the list. So the first one is to meet with her, and the second one is to sign up for summer class. Now, in my master's program, I'm only taking 1 class a quarter. The school that I'm going to is on the quarter system. So I just signed up for risk and decision management. I don't know if I've ever mentioned the master's program that I'm in, but this is for a master's in regulatory compliance. So very much like in the healthcare, medical device, pharma field. So we just signed up for it, and that starts mid-June. But I am really, really hungry right now, and I did finally get my pizza delivered. We're going with Mod Pizza for today, and I am going to eat this pizza while I tell you about the book I'm reading, which is The Way of Kings. So The Way of Kings is, I think, maybe my 8th or 9th. No, I actually don't know how many Brandon Sanderson's book I've read. Maybe it's the 7th or 8th. I'm unsure at this point. But The Way of Kings is that I've understood it is one of these high fantasy, one of the best fantasy of our age, like written kind of books. And I read some Brandon Sanderson books in the past that I really, really enjoyed. But for some reason, The Way of Kings is not connecting with me. The way that I'm understanding it is that in this book we're following pretty much 3 characters. The first one that we're introduced with is Caitlin, who I'm understanding he's like the big main character, and he grew up in this town where his father is a surgeon. He was destined to be his father's apprentice and be a surgeon. And then we're following Shalon, whose family is poor and destitute, but she doesn't want the other rich upper society people to know that. And so she embarks on this mission to go visit this one lady who is like a scholar. It told us that she's kind of like a heretic so that she can train under her, because this person, her name's Yasna, is very like well known and renowned for being a very, very smart lady. But Shalon's goal is to steal the soul caster, which I'm understanding is like thing that can transform objects into other things. And then we're following this other guy. His name is Dalinar, and he is the uncle to the king. And Dalinar's brother, Gavilar, was murdered at the very beginning of the book. That's not a spoiler. That is literally within the first chapter of this book. And the whole thing that we're dealing with is the Alethi, or I guess like the people on Dalinar's side, is at war with this group called the Parshendi. I think the Parshendi is like a race of people who I'm understanding is not that bright, or I guess the way that they've explained it in the book. So Catelyn gets sold to be a bridgeman, and the way that I understand it is that Dalinar and his whole military encampment is on one side of this big chasm, and on the other side is the Parshendi. So the bridgemen, they lower these bridges so they can get access to the other side of the chasm, where they go and fight the Parshendi. And when I tell you, the majority of this book is us going back and forth between Catelyn and his like band of other bridgemen lowering this bridge and then them dying off. Like the majority of the book, I'm not even kidding you, that's what happens the majority of the book. Like for 1,000 pages, we're pretty much dealing with Catelyn and his group of people lowering this bridge over and over and over again. But then we're following Shallan, who she's trying to steal the Soulcaster from Yasna, but she's also like wants to be a scholar. She's like a bright lady, so we're dealing with that. And when I tell you that I am like probably 100 pages left in this book and I feel like it's a 3-star, I'm not lying to you. I think it's a 3-star. The other thing you need to know about this book is there's this thing called shard bearer, where like there are these like gems, at least the way that I'm understanding it. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. These gems where they can like absorb their energy and they give them like the power of like this light that lets them like connect onto walls and like power up this sword thingamajigger. I don't know where this book falls in the number of books that Brandon Sanderson has released, because it feels like this might have been one of the very first books that he released and put out there. Like it feels like this was written before Mistborn. If you're catching my drift here, because I don't think that he did a lot of like world building. Like it feels very loose and kind of like put together. And I'm so sorry to have to shit on this book because I love me some Brandon Sanderson. The Mistborn series is one of my favorite series of all time, and I'm so sorry that I don't think that I like The Way of Kings. Let me take a bite of this pizza because I'm just literally holding it up. I'm so sorry that you guys have to listen to me chew. Oh my god, so attractive. I'm sitting here eating pizza on my birthday. What else am I forgetting to tell you about this book? Oh, the other part of this world building is that there are people called light eyes and then there are people called dark eyes. So the light eyes are the only one that are able to use these gemstones or these shards to take up their like power in order to use this ability. And the dark eyes are people that are like downtrodden in society, I guess you could say. Kaladin, for all his life, he wanted to be a warrior and to fight in the army. He like actually doesn't want to be a surgeon, but that has not worked in his favor because at the very beginning of the book, you're told, this is not a spoiler, that the army that he was fighting for, the main guy, their general or whatever, betrayed him, sold him off to slavery, which is how he becomes a bridgeman. And there's a whole backstory to how he was sold into slavery by his general that I'm not going to go into because that would actually be a spoiler. But the overall arching story of this book, which is what I've been struggling with and struggling to understand this whole time, is that there are these guys called the Radiants who apparently abandon society, and Dalinar, remember he is the king's uncle, keeps having these visions or these hallucinations when it starts to storm and get rainy outside that we are unsure, I think is like connecting him to the past, unsure at this point. Maybe it's just me and not like being able to like connect the dots in this book, but Mistborn had a lot more like twists and turns in the book and had a lot of action scenes that had me going, ooh, ah, like towards the end of Mistborn, there were some twists that had me gooped and gagged. Yeah, there have been some twists and turns in The Way of Kings, but it's not as shocking as it is in Mistborn. I just feel like The Way of Kings is written way before Mistborn because it does feel like one of Brandon Sanderson's earlier works. I could be totally wrong about this because I don't know the date on this stuff, but now that I'm like 100 pages away from finishing the book, I'm like, it feels mid. This is one of the greatest fantasy books of all time. Like this? I don't know about that. I don't think I'm going to give up on the series. I do want to continue on because maybe it gets better. I've heard that it does get better. So we're just going to have to see about that. Like, I don't know why Brandon Sanderson had to write a 1,000-page book to say a whole lot of nothing, because I'm not even kidding when I say that most of this book, like maybe 70% of this book, is just Catelyn and his band of bridgemen lowering a bridge over and over again and them dying off. Anyway, I'm going to finish this pizza. What else do I have left on things that I need to do? Hang on. Ooh. I almost dropped the pizza. Okay, what do I have left? So I have read 2 research articles, create my notes for my research, read Way of Kings, peer review the paper, read chapter 8 of this one book, watch the required media, and then read chapter 7 and 8 of a different textbook, and then get my blood work done. Actually, I'm not going to get my blood work done today. It's not happening. So I think I'm going to eat this pizza, and then I'm going to finish The Way of Kings because I only have like an hour and a half left in the audio. That is what we're going to do. And then we're going to circle back and do homework. I think I have, what time is it? It's 2:21 right now. Still have a lot of day left. So let me finish reading The Way of Kings and eating this pizza, and then we're going to get to schoolwork. Okay, I was going to lay down here and finish reading The Way of Kings. But then I saw that Riley Marie posted a new video. So I'm going to watch that. And then I'm going to read The Way of Kings. Also, my stomach hurts so much. I ate too much pizza. Oh, there goes my medication. I ate way too much pizza, and now my tummy kind of hurts. Anyway, let me go watch Riley's newest video, and then I'm going to read. I swear I'm going to finish this book today.
One eternity later.
I have finished reading The Way of Kings, and it's so mid. It's so mid. I'm giving it 3 stars. Only the last 50-ish pages were where I was like shook, gooped, and gagged. I'm sorry to say this book is mid. I actually fell asleep while reading it. I think I started reading it like around 3, and I said I only had like an hour and a half in the audiobook left, and it's now almost 5:30. I fell asleep, if that tells you anything about how I feel about this book. And I feel like this book is putting me into a reading slump. Like once I finished it, I was like, I don't fucking care. I think I am going to continue on the series because I have to have more faith in Brandon Sanderson than this. And I was like, what do I want to read next? I don't want to read fantasy. I don't feel like reading a thriller or horror. Like I just don't want to read something where I have to think. You know what I'm saying? So I figured I might as well pick up a new release. So I think I'm going to pick up A Great Big Beautiful Life. This is Emily Henry, and I love Emily Henry. The only Emily Henry book that I haven't liked is Happy Place. Folk Happy Place. I have been seeing that this book is getting mixed reviews on BookTube. There are 2 booktubers that I absolutely love, follow, and they did not like this book. But our reading tastes are very different, so I have a feeling that I might actually really like this book. So this is what I'm gonna pick up next. I'm not gonna be reading this in this video, but just know that I will be reading this shortly. Now, off of my big long to-do list, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more things that I need to get done, and we're running out of daylight time. So the only thing I think I'm going to get done for the rest of the day is read a chapter out of this book for school. I'm definitely going to do that. And then there's required media that I have to do for this week's class, so I'm definitely going to do that. And then I am also definitely going to peer review the paper that I got assigned to me. Probably won't finish that today, but I'm definitely going to start. So excuse me while I go and read for school. Okay guys, I have finished reading the chapter out of this book. I think I also said that I was going to do the peer review. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my list. And the required media watch. I'm not going to do that. I think it's time for me to get ready for bed. It's 7 o'clock now, and I'm a girly that likes to be in bed by 8. So this is where I leave you. I hope that you enjoyed following me along for my birthday. This might have been really anticlimactic because I didn't do much on my birthday because I'd get a bunch of errands done, work, and do stuff for school. That's beside the point. I hope that you enjoyed following me along for today. If you like this video, please leave the birthday cake emoji down in the comments and give the video a like, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye bye.